What if I told you there were two battles in American history so significant that, had they gone differently, the entire future of the United States could have been forever altered? Would you want to know what they were? We all know the big moments in history, the battles that changed the world as we know it. But some of the most crucial turning points were the ones that almost slipped through the cracks of time. Today, we're diving into two forgotten battles that nearly changed America forever. These were moments that almost destroyed a nation still in its infancy, and a country divided by war. Let's explore how close we really came to losing it all. Let's start in 1814. Picture this. The young United States, barely 30 years old, is at war with the British in the War of 1812. The stakes? Our independence, our future. But here's the twist. At this moment, the nation is on the brink of collapse. Most people don't realize it, but there was one battle so close to Washington, D.C., that if it had gone differently, the United States could have been knocked out for good. I'm talking about the Battle of Bladensburg. It might sound like just another insignificant skirmish, but this one almost led to the fall of our capital. In August 1814, after the British crushed the American defenses in Canada, they turned their attention to Washington, D.C. The British Army under Major General Robert Ross marched south, and the Americans, well, they weren't prepared. Led by poorly trained militia and a few regular army units, they faced off at Bladensburg. And what happened next? A disaster. The American forces were routed, retreating so quickly that many left the battlefield without even firing a shot. The British stormed through the city, setting fire to the White House, the Capitol, and nearly every major government building. Imagine that, our nation's very heart, reduced to ashes. If the British had pressed their advantage, the US government could have been crippled, and, who knows, we might have never recovered. But there's a twist here. Instead of falling apart, this defeat sparked something unexpected. Americans rallied together, and just a year later, the United States scored one of its most famous victories at the Battle of New Orleans. But Bladensburg showed how fragile America really was and how easily we could have lost everything in those early years. Now let's fast forward nearly 50 years. The year is 1863, and the United States is embroiled in the bloodiest conflict it has ever faced, the Civil War. While we all know about Gettysburg, there's another battle that almost changed everything for the Union. The Battle of Chickamauga. In September of 1863, the Union Army, under Major General William Rosecrans, was poised for victory in the South. They had been advancing through Georgia, pushing Confederate forces back. But Rosecrans made a critical mistake. He misinterpreted intelligence and spread his forces too thin, allowing General Braxton Bragg's Confederate Army to strike with deadly precision. The result? A catastrophic defeat for the Union. At Chickamauga, the Confederates, despite being outnumbered, achieved one of their greatest victories of the war. The Union forces were forced to retreat, and the Confederate Army gained a crucial foothold in Tennessee, one that kept the war going for another year. Had the Union won, the war might have ended sooner, saving thousands of lives and changing the course of history. Instead, the South hung on, and the Civil War dragged on for much longer than anyone anticipated. So, what do these two forgotten battles teach us? They remind us that history isn't just shaped by the moments we remember. It's often decided by the battles we forget. The small, seemingly insignificant moments that could have turned the tide of entire wars. The Battle of Bladensburg almost brought Washington to its knees. The Battle of Chickamauga prolonged the Civil War by a year. Both moments were critical junctures in history, and if they had gone differently, we might be living in a very different America today. These battles are a stark reminder that history is full of what-ifs. The next time you hear about a forgotten moment in history, remember, it's not just about the famous battles or the big names. Sometimes, it's the overlooked events that have the power to change everything. So what do you think? What would have happened if America lost these battles? Let us know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into history, make sure to like and subscribe for more untold stories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. If you enjoyed learning about these forgotten battles, check out our other videos on hidden moments in history that almost changed the world. You won't want to miss it.